Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing great. So, guys, tonight we're kicking off Black Girl Coin. If you haven't already registered at www.blackgirlcoin.com, you need to make sure you do so right away. And we thought that it was very relevant that we talk about this conversation. And one of the reasons we want you to register is because we want to start taking this conversation offline because there's going to be some things that need to be said that we can't necessarily say on a Zoom and can't necessarily say on a Facebook and can't necessarily say on a Periscope. And again, this is a conversation, not a diatribe. So we hope that you guys join us in this conversation every night because I think that if we do this right, a lot of people are going to walk away with a greater sense of not just sisterhood, but walk away also with a greater sense of wealth and a greater sense of entitlement. And that's a word that's slung around a lot, but not necessarily in relationship to us. We almost act as if we lucky to get, while there are other people walking around acting as if they're entitled to get. So if they're entitled to get, why wouldn't we be entitled to get? Or why shouldn't everybody be entitled to get in accordance to their work? And why shouldn't everybody be measured by their work ethic? Why shouldn't everybody be measured by their contribution? So that's the conversation that we're going to have tonight. And it's a serious conversation. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with us having a conversation for and about Black women because we have some things that we need to mend among ourselves before we can ask anybody to mend it for us. Some competition things, some skin color issues, and a lot of baggage that we're carrying, a lot of jealousy and envy that we're carrying that we need to let go of. And so we want to invite you guys into the conversation. If you have conversation or things to add, just comment in the chat. If you're in the Zoom room and you want to come in and make a comment, just let us know in the chat. I don't know who the moderator is on Periscope, but if we have people on Periscope that have comments, definitely let us know. And thus kicks off Black Girl Coin. And again, you know, when you don't necessarily have too many millionaire role models, right? You got Oprah, and that's about it that we know of. It's very hard for us to imagine ascertaining that level of wealth. So I think that it's critical that we start to develop our own role models and really talk about what it's going to take to get us to the level of wealth where we expect to be wealthy. I mean, let's just be honest about it. So, how many of you don't necessarily even expect to be wealthy? And we look at money as if it's either we look at it as demonic, keeping in mind that money is inanimate, which means it takes on the characteristic of the person that has it. So if an evil person has money, then the money is going to be evil. If a good person has money, then you can use that money for good. But we almost look at money as more money, more problems, and that's not true. Your problems are your problems. Your crazy man. Yo, come on, Dion. What girl, it better be something in that bag. I said you what? I said you what? I when you said it might be some of the bag, at first I didn't think of what was be in the bag. But I tell you what we gonna do. We gonna either do it all together. We gonna all do it
Hopefully,
together, or we gonna all
hopefully,
do it separate.
hopefully.
So when we talk about wealth, what do you guys think about? Do you hold yourself in that category? Y'all come on, talk to me. I'm not talking about myself tonight. Go ahead, Rose.
Well, Coach, when I think about wealth, I've learned now to think about what I can control, how I can contribute to my own wealth. And it's not something that just happens to me. I have to be deliberate about getting it.
Absolutely. Somebody write that down because I want to make sure we send the notes out via email tomorrow. Being deliberate about wealth creation, being deliberate about better credit, being deliberate about how we spend our revenue and how we spend our time creating wealth. That's very good. Wealth does not just happen. Now, if we do this right for our children, wealth may just happen because you got a lot of people out there that wealth just happens to them because their parents did the right thing. They put money in trust accounts and they saved money and they had the right insurance policies. And so they leave here with their children protected as opposed to leaving here with their children throwing fish dinners to try to put them in. I mean, let's just be honest. How many of us know we don't have enough to take care of our children and then we don't do anything about it? And I think part of it is we got to start demanding our worth. See, I can't hold you accountable for not having enough money, but have you asked for it? Not only that, have you demanded it? Not only that, have you done whatever it took to make sure that you have it? I'm so tired of hearing women say, I can't afford. Well, why can't you? So, can we talk about why women can't afford for a minute?
Surely.
Rose, why
Well,
can't
they've
women
been in
afford?
the
Anybody in the chat? I'm
they've
looking
been
for
in the
y'all don't just sit back like this talk show. This your money. I done come to grips with my money demons.
Me too, Coach. Me
I'm
too. And
trying to
I
get
think,
you to come to grips with yours.
and you make a very, very valid point. Coming to grips with your money demons, because a lot of us know that we don't have good money management or don't even really know how money works, but we stick our head in the sand and say, oh, it'll work itself out because you've always been able to rob Peter to pay Paul and all that kind, and it works until you hit that wall, and then all of a sudden you're forced to face it. Well, usually you're forced to face it when something has gone drastically wrong. Drastically wrong, and you find yourself with a lot of credit card debt. Now, I ain't preaching to the choir because I was a member of the choir. Okay. Now, you want to talk
But
about
can we
something?
start at the beginning though? And I'm gonna be honest. Shatanya said it's mindset. Nicole said they want to be they want to buy Jordans. Savvy Penny Royal said they not willing to sacrifice. Bella Body Studio said misappropriation of funds. Can we start at the beginning?
Yeah, we can. The
We
beginning.
ain't paid enough in the beginning. We not paid enough to begin with. You don't call it misappropriation of funds when Bob take his ass skiing every year. You don't call it misappropriation of funds when Becky had just as much weave in her. They call them clip-ons or whatever they call them. Got just as much fake hair, and it costs more than mine. It's not a misappropriation of funds when they buy Balenciagos and high dollar shoes for their children. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the beginning. The beginning is that we are historically underpaid.
Yep.
Why is it a misappropriation of funds when I buy my child a car, but they buying their children Range Rovers? Go look at the high school parking lot in the good neighborhood. Go to the good neighborhood and ride through the high school parking lot, and the children got better cars than the teachers.
Yep.
They sure
See,
I
we
grew
do.
up
got to
like
start
that.
at the beginning. Because let me tell you something. They over there lying on us. I'm not going to let us lie on us. They over there saying, well, the reason y'all ain't got money, all of y'all on welfare, that's a lie.
A lie.
All of y'all misspending your, if you don't share this broadcast right here, you don't even need to be in this conversation. Because see, we gotta stop blaming us for our money problem. I'm not saying we don't spend money eating out, but they do too. Is it worse that I do it because I have less discretionary income, or is there a problem that we don't have the same amount of discretionary income? Is it my fault that I do the same job and get paid 25 to 40% less?
Less.
Bob, is it my fault Bob get more money because they know Bob got a quote unquote family?
That's good, Coach. That's right. That is
So
so
we gotta
right.
start at the beginning. The beginning is we don't make enough to begin with.
And we work harder than hard for them pennies.
That's what we was taught to do.
That's right.
We was taught
Absolutely.
that if we wanted to get in ahead, that we already had 2 strikes. We was black and we was women's. And that if we don't get in there and work from sun up to sundown, we won't get promoted. We won't get to the next level. We won't get, that's what we was taught to do. Hello?
And we did it, and it still didn't happen all the time.
It happened to a certain extent. It happened. It just didn't happen for me like it happened for Bob and like it happened for Becky. And see, watch corporate America. See, we're going to expose a lot of lies this week. That's why they don't want you talking about who make what.
Don't discuss your salary.
About 10 years ago, they used to have pay grades. I don't know if y'all remember that. And they took the pay grades away. And the reason they took the pay grades away is because if I'm in the same pay grade as Bob, me and Bob's supposed to be making the same level of money. But what was happening was HR was looking at them pay grades and saying, well, why do Bob make way more money than Bonquisha and they in the same pay grade? And so instead of corporate America fixing it, they hit the pay grades.
And Coach, we still have them, still revising pay grades.
And what they'll do, they'll put steps in there. You might be the same pay grade. You might be B21, but you might be step 8, which is the same as a B30. See, that's
exactly.
And
see, if we're gonna tell the truth, we've got to understand money in so much depth that when it's all said and done, understanding if we don't start creating our own business corporations, doing business with each other, supporting each other, stimulating our own economy, stop treating Bob and Becky's business like it's better than our business. And
say that again.
Can we just be honest? Some of y'all do that. You run to them for advice, thinking our advice ain't no good, when in actuality, they're not going to show up for you like we're going to show up for you. And that's just the truth of the matter.
That's true. And
they're going to treat you like exactly what they feel like you is. And you're not going to say nothing about it. And then half of the stuff that y'all do to me and my business, you wouldn't dare do to Becky or Bob.
And then when Becky and Bob say, oh, we going to fall out with you now, where you want to run back to? Us. To your family.
Am I lying? Let's just be honest now.
No, you ain't.
As Black business owners, now, Black business owners have a duty. They have a duty to do the job to the best of their ability. But you make excuses for Bob and Becky, but you gonna hold me and mine to, you gonna nail me and mine to the cross. We gotta stop.
That happens a lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you had them call and complain about a cake, but they don't call Randall's or they don't call a grocery store if they go to this high price cake baker in town? They don't complain about that cake. Done ate the whole damn cake and want a refund.
Oh yeah, it happened to me. One night she got the cake and it took her 2 days to come get it. And then she emailed me and said, well, my friend said it was a little dry.
Well,
said,
maybe if you'd have come and got it
no
on
dry
day
cake.
one.
And I said, well, bring me back what's left and let me see what might have gone wrong with it. Let me see if she still got it. She took it to work. I said, well, there's nothing left. And then turned around and ordered another one a month later. So I thought it was dry.
Yeah. So we have to, hey, Judge, we have to stop being we got to stop being our own worst enemy. We got to stop being our own worst enemy. Aisha says she sees herself in the emails we get. I've had somebody buy a $9 product from my site, and before the email could even get them their registration link, they was emailing my team asking for their $9 back because they decided they wasn't going to be able to commit the time to complete the course. So you're going to cost me $90 in payroll because now instead of you going through the process to unsubscribe, I got to get technology to do it for you. Now, instead of you keeping that $9 product, I got to get my finance team to come on now, y'all. We got to stop. We got to stop, y'all. So how do we stop? Because I want Black Girl Coin to be about solutions.
I think one of the things in terms of stopping is to realize when it comes to you and your business, you're going to want some grace, right? People make mistakes. And I'm not saying, there's incompetence, and then there's people that are trying, and there are truly mistakes being made. So what people need to think about is before you jump in my inbox, think about, give us the benefit of the doubt. You give Amazon the benefit of the doubt. You give Walmart the benefit of the doubt. Everything's running behind now because of COVID. But you expect us to give you stuff lickety split, or you expect stuff to come in quickly. And because somebody is selling it and really has no control over a lot of things, you want to complain to them and then wear them down. That's what I call it, wearing people down in their inbox behind something, instead of giving people a sufficient amount of time to respond.
That's true. And you have to be respectful, be respectful, because it goes both ways. Both parties will need to be respectful. And if I am respectful enough to, give you a service, give you, a product, at least get a product a chance a little bit, don't just tell D the cake was dry, but you done ate it up. Or don't just say, where's my attachment, when you didn't even go through the spam folder or anything. You didn't do your due diligence. So you didn't do your due diligence. And then before you run off and tell people about it, make sure you do that. Scrub through your list, and then a lot of people don't read. A lot of people just don't read. So when it comes to our businesses, and when we buy from other Black businesses, and when it comes to our businesses, we have to make sure that, we have those things laid out. But when we buy from somebody, make sure you read it. And the print don't even be fine. The print be 14
people come back on a contract.
See?
That they signed multiple copies of, knowing good and well you would not do that over there with Becky Bob. But I tell y'all what we can do. And I tell y'all what we finna start doing. We finna start taking people to small claims court. We finna start suing people. I'm finna be a mean person. I'm finna say what I mean and mean what I say. And let me tell you why I gotta take my emotions out of it. Because I know I'm a damn good coach. Now, if you get over here and you don't want to listen, you don't want to follow instructions, and you don't want to execute, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. I show up live every week and I teach my ass off. You go over there and buy a bunch of videos from Bob, a bunch of videos from Beckett. It ain't finna teach you shit. You ain't got nobody to ask questions to. You don't have nobody behind the scenes to help you. You don't have no hands-on projects to work on. You just over buying a bunch of fluff that ain't gonna ever work and build your business. And you sit still and you shut up and you sit down and you take it.
Mm-hmm.
But you come over here and sign a whole contract with me. I'm gonna start suing people.
You know, Coach, when you talk, well, I remember you talking about that in one of our leadership meetings about some contracts. I never thought that wouldn't even cross my mind.
Well, it wouldn't cross most people's. See, this is what I've done in the past. And I'm gonna be honest, the worst thing you can do with somebody that offends you is sick the wrath of God on them.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the worst thing you could do. Because I'm gonna pray that, Father, you deliver that same thing to them in their business. See, that's what we got to remember as business owners. What you do to others will be visited upon you.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely. And I feel that, yes, you should sue everybody, that, you know, because it's all about integrity. You know, it really is that, you know, you can go out here and, like you say, Billy and Bob, and spend that money and they can do you down dirty, and you won't do nothing about it. But we as African Americans do not have the integrity to help one another. I never understood that.
So here's the thing. I'm not even asking for your help. I'm asking that you honor your commitment. I'm asking that you do what you say you're going to do. You do it with everybody else.
That's right.
So that's another lesson, is that we got to take our emotions out of it. Right? And we got to do what we got to do.
And then when people get mad at you because they not successful, but they didn't come to class, they didn't do their homework, and they ain't made no money, but it's your fault. But you ain't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I see that all the time, Coach, all the time.
Well, and Drake say it's way more people that want it.
See, Coach,
than people that have it. See, wanting it is not enough. And that's the truth about wealth. And let me tell you what I see. What I see is a whole bunch of people that go to the wall for their job, work 50 and 60 hours a week at their job for the same amount of pay. But when it comes to their business, they give their business the bare minimum and want their business to save their life. And it's just not going to work like that. Your business is like a farm. You reap what you sow. If you don't put anything into your business, you can't get nothing out. I just want to make
That's so true. We have to learn to switch that energy, reverse those roles. You know, get your minimums done at work. You have to reverse the roles. Get the bare minimums done at work, but you put your hours into your business right now. You know, you put that energy towards your business. And Coach always has taught us to do the bare, you know, on the jobs. You do the bare minimum, but you put the other energy. If you're going to work 40 hours on the job, give your business those 40 hours. Give your business those 50 hours, that overtime, and see where you are. I am telling you, it will help you. It will help you, because you never know when they're going to pull the rug. They're going to tell you, nope, thank you. After you done closed 4 good contracts, they'll be like, okay, bye.
They sound personal right there. It sound
like you going to 4 good contracts.
It sound a little personal there.
Pull the rug.
You started to sound a little personal. But here's my question, though. My question, though, is why do we feel, and y'all might can help me in the audience, that you can come build a whole business without no help?
Wow.
Can y'all help me with that in the audience? I know that Desiree asking our Black Buying Power to do some marketing. And they said, do y'all know that marketing and advertising without a professional help, you might well go to the slot machine in Vegas and sit there and pull that arm and just have fun. Because Facebook, Instagram, they got it set up so that you will sit there and you will slide money after money after money after money into that marketing campaign. And without professional help, you're not going to ever make your money back.
No conversions, no clicks, no nothing.
And just FYI, the help is not going to cost $29.
Right.
And I tell people all the time when they don't want to pay, or is this a paid program, whatever it is we may be marketing or talking about. And I ask people, let's explore this. You want me to show you how to do X for free?
You want me to show you how to quit your job.
Right. You want me to show you.
Let's be definitive. You want me to show you how to show up and be fine for the summertime. You want me to bake you this epic wedding cake. You want me to show you to finally start how to sell some houses. You want me to get you some virtual support. But the first thing you ask me is about the price.
The price.
How much?
And then if the price was $29 of free, when you learn how to do this, are you going to give away those services for free?
That's another reap and sow, guys.
It is, but the thing also, y'all, is either you gonna pay up front.
Ooh, you see what Aisha said?
Or you gonna pay on the back end. Either way, you gonna pay.
Or you're gonna pay during the process.
That's right. Either way.
And people come to me and they say, "Oh, it's $15,000 for the year," and they've been doing this for 3 or 4 or 5 years. Let me tell you what I ask them. I ask them, "How much money have you made in them 3 and 4 and 5 years? And when do you plan to make some real money? And at what point is the time that you wasted trying to figure this all out by yourself easily dwarf that $15,000 when you could have been gone on about your business by now?"
You know, Coach, when I tell people my last coaching contract was $15,000, they like, $15,000? And I'll be like, yeah, where you at right now? You at work? Oh, okay, that $15,000 got me off my job.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm finna go lay down and take a nap. You go back to work.
Mine helped me land on my feet. Mine helped me land on my feet, Coach. When the rug came over, I still landed on my feet.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
But see, the thing is, you got to pay to play. And you got to decide what game you want to play. Do you want to play the game or working for the rest of your life? Do you want to play the game or just barely making it by? And people will tell you, when you start to invest, even though it seems like you can't afford it at first, you'll figure out how to afford it. You'll figure out how to afford it.
Like Aisha said, they buy that purse, that name brand purse, but that's instant gratification. You know, you can throw that on your shoulder and you go to work and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, Diva." But
that's
and
brainwashing.
Can I have $20 out that purse, and what they're gonna tell you?
But that's part of our cultural. That's part of the cultural exchange that we've got to change. Is that we put stock in the name brands that they can't stand us. Louis Vuitton did not make his products for you. Chanel did not make her products for you. Tommy Hilfiger done told you stay out of his stuff. Gloria Vanderbilt back in the Gap, she said, "I didn't make my product for your hips. That's why you don't look good in them." These people are repeatedly, from the commercial marketing to everything you see on TV, they're telling you, "I don't want you in my stores. I don't want you with my stuff. You bring down the neighborhood value when you run around with my Louis Vuitton purse on. Leave my stuff alone." At what point are we going to leave their stuff in the store?
When you get the right mindset, coach, you don't even want that stuff. You can afford it, but you don't even want it.
It's
not even want it. It's not important.
And when we gonna create our own, put our name on our own stuff?
Yeah. Thank you.
But wait a minute, Jennifer hit on something. The shift in wealth comes when you can afford it. You wouldn't pay for that stuff to save your life. You because it doesn't hold the same value as a lack mindset. Because really that purse, them shoes, that's a pretense. That's keeping up appearances.
Mm-hmm. Take that same money and invest it in a professional marketing campaign. You can buy as many purses as you want.
Oh yeah,
but you're not gonna want it.
You can buy the houses and the cars to go with them purses.
And
I'd rather buy land that you can't see than clothes and jewelry that you can.
That's good, coach.
Invested in rolling that money into making more money.
And also putting your money into vessels that are going to create a generational wealth for you.
That's right.
Like land. Land don't go bad.
Yeah.
That's right. And then they're not making
I'd rather have land than a Land Rover.
Absolutely.
A Land Rover gonna lose value the minute you ride it off the lot. It's very few cars that don't lose their value almost instantly. And you got to go above $150,000, $200,000 to find them. A G-Wagon gonna keep its value. A Bentley gonna keep its value. A Maybach gonna keep its value. You drive a Rentley off the dealership. That's a Chrysler 300. You drive a Rentley off the dealership, it's gonna lose. Why even buy a brand new car? Go get you one with 10 or 15,000 miles on it and save you $10,000 or $15,000.
That's what
I just told my son the other day, you $5,000 to $10,000, go buy whatever it is you want.
Yep.
And don't buy no car because you're gonna have a payment. It's gonna be problems, and it don't make no sense.
You need to be paying on a car is if you trying to help your credit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's it. We gotta know.
But see, these are tools that we weren't raised with, and we don't even want to pay to even get the information. So we have to change it. We weren't raised that way. Our parents only taught us what they knew. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes time for us, we have to get access, because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for access to things. So you got to pay for access to those tools, to that knowledge, to get where you need to be. And Coach, I'm going back to that first question that you asked, like, what is wealth? And to me, wealth is being able to create wealth for me, to being able to create legacies for my generation, for people that's coming behind me. Wealth is also being able to be healthy while you're living right here. And I'm not talking about, being rocked up and six-pack hits. No, I'm talking about just having you can breathe your own air. You don't have to walk around wearing an oxygen tank. You know what I'm saying? So being healthy so that you can continue to live here to generate more wealth, more physical wealth, and enjoy it while you are here. So being able to create it, learning how to create it, nobody can ever take that away from you. Once you learn the skills and the tools and all of that, but sometimes you got to pay for this stuff. You got to pay for this stuff. People don't have a problem with paying Tony Robbins, what, $30K for a class over here,
no, more than
$50K
that.
for a class over here.
Charge up to $1 million a year.
See, a year. And then I was talking about just for one little class, $30,000, $50,000 for one little class.
Can I ask y'all a question? So how do we quickly start to move the needle? And guys, if you haven't shared this broadcast, I feel like every Black woman in the world needs to hear this conversation. We're going to be here for the next 6 nights. www.blackgirlcoin.com. We're going to be kicking off an event called Pink and Paid in July. We're going to be looking for vendors. We're going to do our own home shopping network. So make sure you go to pinkandpaid.com to reserve your spot for $99. You'll get some tickets to attend the event. But what do we do to start changing the narrative?
You know, Coach, for me, what changed the complete narrative for me was someone sharing the broadcast. So be sure y'all share out the broadcast, and me slowing down and listening. Because at first I was like, this can't be real. All these women getting along. This can't be real, because that's not what we used to. We used to cattiness, competition, and all of that stuff. So what changed the needle for me was getting in a community of women that are all about the win, with a leader that can take you where you want to go. That's key. That's key, because not everybody's able to do that. And when I first started listening to Coach, it was like she was in my house talking to me, more passionate about my money, my brokenness, than I was.
Mm. Another way, Coach, that you could change that needle, because you said, how can we change the narrative of that, move that needle quickly? I think that we just need to redirect some funds. And what I mean by that is, people, they getting back out there in the world now. But, you know, at one point we were in the house for sure, not going anywhere because of COVID-19. But whenever we used to be able to get out, people would save up some money because they know they're going to drop 100 at happy hour on Thursday. So I feel as though if we could just come together and say, look, this month, just this month, okay, I'm going to put aside, you know, $100 or $200 that I would normally spend on, like, going eating out or going to happy hour, whatever it is that people would do that was extra. Let's spend it with these businesses, these Black-owned businesses. And I think if we all would restructure the funds a little bit and be intentional about spending money with your Black sister, with your Black brother, with those Black businesses, I think that can kind of move the needle just a little bit, because people are starting to see how powerful your money is. Because I don't think people know how powerful their dollar is. They hear it all the time that you make the beauty supplies rich, and, you know, they're not even owned, not those that's out there, physical stores that are owned by us, and so forth and so on. But if we could see how powerful this will be to up the revenue for these other businesses, I think that can move the needle just a little bit. That'll kind of start it off just a little bit. So we could set aside some funds and be like, you know what? I'm going to spend my happy hour over there. I'm going to go buy a cake from D. I'm going to go over there buy some Mary Kay from Rose. You know, I'm going to go over there and get that $29 class from Coach, probably about 2 of them for somebody else. And, you know, go around like that. You know, Katrina, you got a checklist I can download for the $10 or what, something, you know. And if we started off doing that and make that a domino effect, we would be so unstoppable.
So we
people buy online all day, every day.
We have the Black Girl Buying Power group. I think that Friday we may need to do a vision of trillions, and let's come together and talk about how we can develop systems that will allow us to buy from each other. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to doing Sisterhood Sundays, which is free. I let people come promote on my platform. If you're in the audience, you can tell. More people get more followers. A lot of times people don't want to promote. They'll sit there and they'll come. Y'all seen it before, D. They won't even promote their business in the chat. So I think maybe we start with this Friday doing the vision, and let's just show them what a 7-figure sisterhood looks like. And if you want to invite, go to www.blackgirlcoins.com and register, because I don't think that people get how much money goes through our hands in a lifetime. And my only ask is that if you register to attend, you bring a friend or 10. Because the conversation has to be far-reaching. The conversation has to be long-term. We can't just get tired of talking about it and then pull up. You know, we got to keep talking about it till we blue in the face. I don't want more than any other race. And I don't want more than any other gender, but I damn sure want my share. I don't care if you're a white man or a blue man. You shouldn't be getting paid more than me. I don't care if you're a white woman or a quote unquote Eskimo, because you know you ain't supposed to use that word no more. Eskimo is offensive.
Wow.
Once they had to clean up Aunt your mama and Uncle Ben, everybody else had to clean up too. Mm-hmm. I was like, y'all can't just clean up Aunt your mama and Uncle Ben, but they said we gonna make the Negro equal. Everybody gotta be equal. So I don't want more. I don't want more respect than anybody else. I want respect. I don't want more money than anybody else. I want my money. I want my share. If I work hard, I want to get it. And one thing we're going to have to realize is that until we build our own corporations, there may never be racial or gender equality in the workplace. Because if you let the same people who've been in charge for 200 years continue to be in charge and make the decision, at what point does anything change? And it does, and it has to be more than a, what's the word I'm looking for? More than smoke and mirrors. Because what's going on right now is smoke and mirrors. They're trying to make it look like we paying more. They trying to come up with all these $1 million initiatives. Now I'm gonna take their money now. And I advise y'all to take their money too. Hennessy got a $30 million grant out there, came out today. I couldn't wait to put my application in. PayPal got a grant out there. Lowe's got a grant out there. Baby, the minute they stick something out, I stick my hand out. So I advise you to take it. But don't let that money make you forget, because that's what they're trying to do. They trying to say, let me give you a little piece of what you're supposed to have. And when you go somewhere and be so happy you have it, but we need to take that and use that as the ammunition to build corporations, the ammunition to be in the position to make hiring decisions. Now, when we hire our people, y'all know it's just a wicked, it's just a wicked web we weave.
Yeah,
it is.
Our people got to do us right.
Yes,
it's a two-way street. It is a two-way street.
Pages and then go behind the scenes and turn your payment off. You can't do stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about, Nunu. And then when you get put out for being wrong, just go quietly. Don't try to discredit everybody else on your way out. Just leave, girl.
Integrity.
You were stealing integrity.
That's true. And you know, we got to stop being so, I don't even know the right word. You know how people be like, oh, she thinks she better than me. And she, you know, I don't think I'm any better than anybody else in the world. Nobody
but you know
else.
What the Four Agreements says about that? That's not what you portray. That's what they embody.
Yeah, that's somebody else's insecurity.
That's their own insecurities.
Somebody else.
That's
their
problem.
own idiosyncrasies.
There you go.
That's whatever they got into it with the last chick about. The last chick may have been making a play for her man, and then everybody want her man. Girl, everybody don't want him.
Thank you.
You the only one that wants.
Okay, right.
Absolutely. She really don't even want him anyway.
You really need to know him back.
Right, and he don't want her.
Don't want nobody else.
So, now.
And you really need to get him throwing back on for plenty of fish, and go back into the ocean.
Yeah.
Or go get you a farmer only, or go overseas and get you one in a 90-day.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Something. But do you guys realize that, hey, Bliss Beauty, that all of the ailments that we experience as Black women is tied down to our internal sense of self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
Our inability to get along. If y'all agree with me, go ahead and say me in the chat, because I'm looking for y'all to comment.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, this needs to be a dialogue. We need to think about what makes us mad at other Black women. We need to think about even what we watch on television.
Yes.
And how we allow, you know, what we see to start being a part of how we live. And
also what we listen to.
yeah,
Well, you have to protect your peace. You have to protect what you hear. You know, you have to protect that. Protect your
and we know where it's coming from, but we gotta stop making icons out of people that don't really embody who we are.
Say it again, Coach.
What TV show we see about a bunch of Black women that work hard and go to work and work hard, and they underpaid, and then they go home and they cook for the kids, and then they stay up and get homework with the kids, and then they go to bed at night. They don't fall in the bed drunk. They ain't calling, keeping them no whole bunch of mess on the phone. Because the real working women, I need to start a show called The Real Working Women. Because there ain't no housewives. The real working women ain't got time for their foolishness. This show will be so damn boring. I think sit up watch me fall asleep on that couch over and over.
You be careful.
Ain't gonna be no alcohol other than my Hennessy collection. Ain't gonna be no dancing other than with some money running to my account. It ain't gonna be.
It's not gonna last.
Nah, you probably wouldn't even make it through the night.
We wouldn't make it out the pilot stage.
So I don't want to hear none of that. We gotta start. So I keep going back because I'm so solution oriented. I don't ever just want to talk. I want to take action. And I think I know what the action is. And I know I'm going to need a whole lot of help to make it happen. But the same way I've been telling y'all how many millions are in this sisterhood, I need everybody else to see it. I need everybody to see on paper. That's what we're going to talk about Friday when we do the math on these millions in sisterhood. So make sure you register at www.blackgirlcoins.com. Y'all make sure y'all invite y'all friends. I'm order y'all some badges tomorrow so y'all can put them on y'all social media. We got to start back by taking our power back, and there's power in money. And unfortunately, that's something that that's the only thing that a lot of people understand. There's more power in money than there is in politics. Ask somebody.
Better bet it.
Because the people that's really got the money, they're not the people that you see every day.
You're not gonna see.
It's some people behind the scenes pulling a whole lot of puppet strings. Because they have the revenue.
I used to say that, I used to be a bank teller at the bank. And, these millionaires, you would never think, because they were in holy jeans and they were coming to the bank to pick up their royalties from the interest off of the money that they already had. So it's not about what you see, and it's in the background. They always said, be quiet about what you do.
That's right. You're not gonna see them out here flashing and dashing and all that. People with money don't do that.
They don't do that.
No, they don't do that.
Not at all.
Oh, 6 minutes. I didn't know.
They live like
a lot of rich people out here that you wouldn't even know and you see every day.
It ain't never came in it.
I know.
Just like that. That's what it is. Okay.
6 minutes?
That's what it say. 5 to 7. I always split the difference. See.
Oh.
cooking that shrimp boiled baked potato.
Don't go there, Coach. I made crab cakes last.
So vision board, mark your calendar. So y'all want to do it Friday night? Y'all want to do it Thursday? Well, we gotta do it Friday night. We gotta do it Friday night. My Thursday night is full. Or Saturday night, that's Sunday night. Whatever night y'all want to do it. But we can't just keep being mad. Because that's where the narrative of the angry black woman comes from. And I ain't gonna lie, I be mad sometimes. Especially when I was working, I used to be real mad. Now, I'm not as angry because I can control my own destiny, control my own price, control my own revenue. I understand really how much control I have over how I live, where I live, what I drive. It's all a direct reflection of how hard do not only I want to work, but how hard do I want to strategize and partner. And that partnership is the piece that every single one of us is missing. If y'all agree, go ahead and say me in the chat. We don't have good partnerships. See, Bob gonna go play golf with Bill, and while they out there playing golf, they gonna struggle up on $2 or $3 million deals. When that Hennessy grant opened, I try to tell as many people in my community as I know, how many people outside of this community have at any point messaged you and said, have you applied for the SBA money? Have you applied for the CARES money? Have you applied for the PayPal grant? Have you applied for the loan? See, that's another thing we got to realize is that information in and of itself is money. The proliferation of information, the timely sharing of information. We can't always be the last to find out. But you know why we the last to find out sometimes, huh? Dion said it earlier. What'd you say, Katrina?
I say because people don't want to share information.
That's not it.
We don't pay to go get
information. Number one, people don't want to pay for information. So you want me to go out and you want me to buy thousands of dollars worth of books and spend my time reading them and then come back and tell you what the books say and not charge you anything, not even the cost of a book. So number one, we got to be willing to pay for information. Number two, we won't read. We will not read. We won't read about our hit. Half of us don't even know where we really come from. If you knew where we really came from, you'd be so angry. You will realize everything around you is yours. If you knew where we really came from, you would realize how much was stripped from our generations. If you realize the lies, the deep-rooted, unadulterated lies that have been told to us about our history and the massive cover-ups that have taken place to cover up our origins. If you knew all of that, some of y'all, it would rattle your brain so hard, you wouldn't even be able to open your eyes for 2 or 3 days. It's worse than what you see on the surface. And it's not just even about us. Pretty much everything we know is a cover up. Because what is the Sabbath anyway but Saturday? And if the Bible says, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, why we go to church on Sundays? See, sometimes we got to stop and question things. Even though they've always been a particular way, we sitting up reading a book that says one thing, and if it doesn't match with our reality, At what point do we challenge it? If the book say his hair was like lamb's wool, but the picture on the wall got his hair cascading down his back like a what's that dandruff commercial?
Head and Shoulders.
Like a Head and Shoulders commercial. At what point when the text doesn't match what you're seeing in real life, do you stop and question? I don't want this guy to drop on the bottom. It's good. I thought it was gonna be a little salty. It went that way, but it didn't go all the way there. It didn't go. Yeah, it came back. So we just got to start opening our eyes, opening our ears, and opening our mouths, and collectively saying stuff. And then not only that, continuing to withdraw our financial support, continuing to make them feel what the black dollar really looks like, continuing to redirect our dollars back into our community so we can see it walking around, continuing to question, why is I'm shopping in this store and they treat me like a shoplifter every time I come into this store? Continuing to question the things that are not right. For Walmart to come out and say, we're gonna unlock the African American beauty supply. Oh, y'all mean y'all had them locked up? And you think you're doing me a favor for you to come out and admit that you had categorized products by a certain demographic, and just on the strength of that, you had locked them up in thousands of stores that we shop at on a regular. What's that saying to you about your value and your worth? And at what point do you say, I don't need your toilet paper? I don't need your cheap water. I'll pay a few more cents from somebody that's gonna act like I got some sense. Or maybe even somebody that looks like me. I know we got work to do. And I can honestly tell you that the work starts with you. The work starts with you being able to bring your worth to the table. What are you doing every day in your business to demand your worth? What are you doing every day in your business to take advantage of things like the internet? Man, the internet itself leveled the playing field, because you don't have to know that the one by D is black or a black woman. You don't have to know that her virtual gym is owned by a black. You don't. It's a lot of stuff you don't have to know in these internet streets. You can build a business and put anybody up there in the front of it, and would nobody be the wiser? Hello?
I had a man call me just last week. He found me on Google. And before he could get off the phone, he said, ma'am, are you black? I said, yes. He said, because I'm trying to spend my money with a black business. I said, well, I'm black.
So we got to do something different. So guys, the conversation continues tomorrow night, www.blackgirlcoins.com. Make sure you register so you could be at the front of the conversation and not behind. I'm going to hold each and every one of you accountable for bringing people to the room. Let them know that they are in danger of being broke forever. They are in danger of being oppressed forever. They're in danger of working jobs forever. They're in danger, and their livelihoods in danger, their generational wealth, their legacy, their children's future is in danger until they join the conversation and be committed to do something about it. starting with their own households, starting with their own house. Love you guys. See you first thing in the morning.